saxophone mouthpiece. We have drawn this mouthpiece, and this particular program is able to give us an exact code which is going to be downloaded into the machine that's going to cut this mouthpiece. So what you see here is all the accurate dimensions of the mouthpiece. At this point, we're looking at a picture of the mouthpiece. This is the mouthpiece, and this is the radius, a compound radius it's called, and it shows the different angles. And actually, this is what this is describing is the height of the tool to come down to cut the angle, because this is what's going to happen. So basically the tool has to know to go this height, then this height, then this height, and then this height. Actually, what this is, it's basically what we call virgin brass, okay? And as you can see, they're cut to very, very specific lengths. And this is pure brass in the sense that other manufacturers use brass where they machine the material, but however, that type of brass is what are already casted. And some manufacturers use what we call lost wax casting. And lost wax castings, you melt the brass to 2,000 degrees, and what essentially happens is that you get a lot of impurities inside the material, because when you melt at 2,000 degrees, you retain a lot of impurities in the metal. It goes through a lot of stress, you might say. Therefore, we found that the best thing is to use pure virgin brass. The tool is cutting the shape of the mouthpiece in a round or cylindrical form. And you can see also that it cuts sections at a time. And for example, it cuts this part first, and it's cutting the second half because the tool itself is not long enough to do the complete cutting, and it'll be creating too much vibration or too much stress on the material. So we have to cut it in sections just to have a nice even cut. What we're going to see now is the tool going back into the machine, the automatic tool changer or the magazine, and what's going to happen is it's going to call for another tool to come out and start the same type of cutting, but it's not going to be a rough cut. It's going to be a little bit finer than a rough cut. And we call it a preliminary finishing cut, okay, for conversation purposes. Here we go. And you can see it goes back up. The whole bed comes out. It kind of moves over, gets all the material out of the way, so that when this magazine comes out, it's grabbing another tool. Okay. This is another finer cut. It leaves it in position. This whole machine now brings everything over. Okay. This is all done by programming. Now it's on another axis, another angle altogether. This is operating at about 1,000 RPM. So we're watching the tool. We also, and this is RPMs. It's a little bit quicker, but it's a little bit more accurate and it's more final. Incidentally, the models that we're working on at this point are Sugal's models. That's the wider and fatter of the tenor models that I made. What to do now is turn it this way, all of these parts, so the tool will come in and drill in this way. This is what makes this fixture unique, because it makes the machine a fourth axis machine, having access to that. Doing here is turning the mouthpieces basically upside down, approximately 180 degrees. Okay, so that we can carve out the two threads. And we're going to take you through the plating operations at this time. We string these up on racks, all the mouthpieces, and this is the first operation of the plating. They go into a hot tank of soap to kind of get rid of the compound that was on there. This is another soap operation of the mouthpiece tank. This has about 18 gallons of proprietary gold, about $465 a gallon. So it looks a little green, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's a very citric type of material. And this is what we call an acid gold solution, so that we can control the exact amount of gold that goes on to a piece versus a flash type of gold that would go on for commercial or costume jewelry. Going into the dryer, and they're basically going to be heated up, and excess water, so there's no water stains on the pieces, will be removed. As you can see, there are two slots on the side of the mouthpiece which allow the built-on ligature to slip into these slots, or sleeves as I call them. And if we get a close view of this particular ligature in itself, you can see it's similar to a Lawton, except that there's also a set screw here that we could change the tone plates. And I have guys who have played this particular Sugal's in altissimo register, and have played subtone in the altissimo register, which is very, very difficult to do. But that's how consistent the mouthpiece is, and how well controlled the mouthpiece is for a player. I basically test the mouthpieces, I play through them, and of course I keep some inventory of different models.